welcome back to the Amped Software YouTube channel. Today I'll be taking you through the newest version of Amped Replay. In this update video, we'll go through some of the new features in Replay. This includes the improved decoding performance, being able to choose your custom algorithm when resizing, and showing you how to align annotations better with our new guidelines. We're going to start this video off by taking a look at our improved decoding performance. We've been seeing an upwards trend of 4K footage, and to be frank, our old decoding method struggled to play 4K footage smoothly. So in this update, we've improved the decoding performance by doing two things. Firstly, we've enabled multi-threading from the CPU. In previous versions of Replay, the software was only utilizing a single core from your CPU. Now we can enable Replay to use all cores from your CPU. This is going to greatly increase the performance of Replay when decoding videos. The second part of improving decoding performance is we've changed the Chroma upsampling. So in previous versions, we used the accurate Chroma upsampling. This is how the interpolation of the pixels are done during the decoding process. We've done a lot of research and we found that FFmpeg uses standard Chroma upsampling. Now this is a much quicker way of dealing with the pixels. We did a lot of tests to make sure that we weren't losing any details by making this change, and we were happy enough with the results to change to the standard Chroma upsampling, just like FFmpeg uses. This is going to improve the decoding performance for everyone. First, let's talk about multi-threading. So traditionally, Amped software products have utilized single thread processing, and this has been sufficient up until now. However, with the increased popularity of 4K resolution video, a single thread on the CPU isn't enough to process the video correctly. If we take a look at this footage here, this is 4K footage in our previous version of Replay, and you can see that it's struggling to process the frames correctly, and a lot of frames have been skipped during playback. So what we've done is, in our newest version, we've enabled the capability of using multiple threads from your CPU. If we take a look at that same footage in our newest version, you can see now that we can get smooth playback of our videos. Within the admin settings, you can choose how many threads you want enabled, or if you want to disable multi-thread processing altogether. For more information on how to change the admin settings, feel free to check out our blog post which accompanies this video. It's important to note that multi-threading is only available currently for H.264 and H.265 video codecs. In the future, we will be supporting many more codecs. It seems in this update that we're going from one advanced topic to another advanced topic. This time we're talking about the interpolation when resizing an image. In this update, we've enabled the ability to choose the interpolation method yourself. In the previous versions, it was locked to bicubic interpolation. Now this didn't cause any issues when we were upscaling an image, but when you downsize an image and you use the bicubic interpolation, it's not the most accurate interpolation method to use. A much more standard practice for downscaling would be the area interpolation. So what we've done is we've enabled a couple of things. Firstly, we've got the auto option. Now this is automatically going to use the bicubic interpolation when you're upscaling, and it's automatically going to use the area interpolation when you're downscaling. But you can further customize this and choose between the different interpolation methods available depending on your need. Interpolation is quite an advanced topic, but it is also an extremely important topic. So I do recommend that you do some further research in the area. However, a quick summary of what I mean when I'm speaking about interpolation and upscaling. Imagine we've got an image that has 1,000 pixels and we upscale that image to 2,000 pixels. We've now created 1,000 more pixels, and these pixels need to get their values from somewhere. And the way that we define the values of these pixels is based on the interpolation method. If we look at this from a practical view, so in the new version now, when I go to enhance and resize, you can see that the interpolation drop down is there. At the moment, I've got it at 25% and auto. Because I've downsized, it's using the area interpolation. If I change this to bicubic, you'll see that the quality gets worse. If I go back to my auto, it's going to automatically use area, which you should use when you're downsizing. If I increase the size and I've got auto, it will use bicubic interpolation, which is by far the better version for upscaling your videos. So in summary, we've added the option to choose your interpolation method. By default, automatic will be selected. And when using automatic, if you downscale your video or image, it's going to use the area interpolation. And if you upscale while using auto, it's going to use the bicubic interpolation. There are quite a few blog posts and videos relating to interpolation and resizing and the different interpolation algorithms. So I do recommend that you check them out if you want to learn some more about this topic. The final update I'm going to mention in this video is aligning annotations. So now when you're moving annotations around your video, if you've got multiple annotations that you want to be in line with each other, or if you want an annotation to appear dead center in the video, you'll now have these grid lines that appear as you're moving the annotations around. And this will just help you guide where to place the annotation. So for example, let's say in my annotation, I want to create a title or a text box in the center of the video. So here I'm just placing video 1 suspect in a text box. And now when I move this around, you'll see that these magenta grid lines or guidelines appear. And that's telling me that it's now in the center. It also works too with more than one annotation or annotations with other annotations. So rather than just the position in the frame, but annotations positioned next to each other. So here I've got a simple rectangle around our suspect. And then when I create a text box stating suspect A, you can see that the guidelines will appear again. Those magenta lines letting me line this up correctly. You'll notice as I'm moving these as well that we've got a snapping function available. So as you're moving the annotation around, they will snap to each other. You can disable the snapping feature by holding the Alt key. Okay guys, that's it for today's update video. There are a lot more features coming in this update and bug fixes as well as formats added. If you want to know a bit more details about these, I do recommend you to go view the blog post that accompanies this release video. Until next time, take care.